We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
I did. Oh, whoa! Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blabs. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers. Oh, welcome out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com, and most importantly, SidescrollersPlus.com. Hi, everybody. I'm Stuttering Craig. Good to see you. Happy Tuesday to you. It is a chilly day here in the wonderful state of Texas. Hence the hoodie. But man, oh man, are we glad to be back. We have a big show. Big show today, as always. It's a big presentation. As joining us today, returning, stop the music. Everybody, please put your hands together. Everybody at once. Come on! Let's do it! Let's go! It's time to introduce Blabs.
The return of the gong. The best part is I can actually see Phoenix in the background just clapping, even though nobody can actually see him. He's just doing this like a moron. But anyway, hi everybody.
Great to see you.
I've returned from the dead.
How are you? How's your pink hoodie treating you?
I really like my pink hoodie.
What is it? What's on it?
It's anime. It's my favorite show.
Oh,
Apothecary Diaries. Yeah. Very excited. Anyway, hello everyone. I have returned from the dead. I've been up since like 2 a.m. Hi.
All right. Way to go. You've been up since 2. Why? What are you doing? Having trouble sleeping or what?
I went to bed. I passed out last night at 9 p.m. And then I like passed out hardcore until 11. And I was like, it's only 11:40? What the shit? Because I was just dead to the world. I've been like so dead and so tired and everything. And then I woke up at like 2 and I was like, now what? So I just kept waking up and on until I had to go on an adventure at 6:45 in the morning this morning. Yeah.
There's something about this time where I'm the same way. I woke up last night. I went to sleep at 11. I woke up at 12:30, like an hour and a half.
Did you think it was like more hours
Yes.
than it actually was? Yes.
I thought it was like 7
what
o'clock
day
in the
is it?
morning. Yeah. I was like, all right. And then I forced myself to go back to sleep. I was
Mine
like,
was
I'm
just stressed because I had so much to do that I just woke up at 2 and I was like, I can't do anything until I get my tower back. So I was just sitting there rolling my fingers like,
well, ladies and gentlemen, she officially is back. She has got her tower. What a
you
great
little
day.
shit.
What a great day. You have your tower. I'm very excited for that.
Yes.
Awesome. The tower is there. Congratulations.
Tower tard.
I'm looking for the tower tard thing. I don't. Oh, here it is. There's Dean.
Blabs, go back to your tower.
Very sad. Tragic.
You have your tower now, which is great.
Yeah, the thing is though, it's not actually fixed. It's just been restored to its previous state from a week ago.
Okay. Well, you're here and you're queer, so get over it. All right.
Ah, okay.
All right, that's good.
By the way, chat, his ringtone is still "Here Comes the Queers."
Mm-hmm.
Just so you know. And when you randomly called me like that week ago, when you were like, "Oh, I got stuff to do," oh, you're gonna call me? I'll turn it back on. There you go.
No, hold on.
Okay. Oh yeah, you have the game, don't you? Anyway, yeah. So chat, I have "Here Comes the Queers" as his ringtone. It's very awkward when he calls me when I'm like at Walmart or some shit, and I'm in the middle of the aisles. It's like, "Here comes the queers," and I really hope there's no purple-haired people around me because they might hit me. But you might want to hide that label. Good idea. Okay, he can't hear me anyway. It's fine. How do you guys do? Oh, hey, boss.
You talking about me?
No, I was just saying you might want to hide that label because you almost just flashed the entire world your labels.
Well, that's okay. It went to our old PO box, which doesn't exist
which
anymore.
we still don't have a new PO box, by the way.
I know.
Because so many people were asking. Hello.
I know.
comes the queers.
There she is, everybody.
See what I'm saying, guys? The purple hairs.
There it is, everybody. We didn't get a chance to play it at the Fundathon, but it's here and ready to go. It's the basic box.
Do you know whatever happened to it? Because like you ordered it and never showed up. Did you order it again?
No. But hey, Blabs, I have a really important question for you. Are you ready to fight against ignorance?
I do that every day.
That a girl. Anyway, so there we go. We got the wonderful tabletop RPG queers. There we go.
Yes.
Speaking of queers, introducing Cecil.
Yay! I'm here. I'm kind of queer.
Get over it. That's
Get
right.
over it.
How you doing, buddy?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Good to be back.
I had a couple ways of introducing you today, and I'll get to another one of those here in just a second, because last time we spoke to you was during the Plus podcast, and man, we learned a lot about you, which was great. Love that. Loved everything about that. We'll get to that in just a little bit. So I actually have a clip that I wanted to share from the Plus podcast.
Oh no.
That I'd like to. It was really illuminating, which was great. Joining us today. You know what I need to do? I whenever I bring in Phoenix straight from the hood, I imagine it's Christmas time, so we're all watching like Christmas movies and stuff. Christmas Vacation, where Clark Griswold goes, "Joy to the world." I want that playing before I introduce Phoenix, because I just feel like that's appropriate. But here's Phoenix straight from the hood. Hello,
Joy to the world. I did it for myself.
That's good. Brrr, ding. And you just appear, which is great. Phoenix, are you feeling any better? A rumor has it you're not.
I have dick cancer now or something. Who the hell knows? Yeah,
That's
fine.
Sounds horrible.
Pretty bad.
It's like, if as a man, if
Yeah.
you were
Debatably.
if you had dick cancer,
Yeah.
I mean, that would probably be the worst way. Like probably the most emasculating thing, right?
There wasn't much there to work with to begin with, so I don't know. Fuck it, mate. Maybe the tumor will help it a little bit. Who the hell knows?
Just help it expand out a little bit.
Yeah, might keep it.
It's wonderful. All right, so look, everyone, we're back at full strength. Blabs is here, Phoenix is here, Cecil's here. We have a lot to talk about today. We're going to continue with this fraud story happening in Somalia, otherwise known as Minnesota. There's more to it, and it's just silly, this story. And guess whose fault it is? Yours. It's your fault, just so you know. So we'll get to that a little bit. Blabs has story time. I have story time as well. Kotaku has blamed Donald J. Trump on everything, because that's Kotaku for you. We have an update on the brand new Bond game. I know a lot of you guys are really excited about that. Tap the brakes a little bit, kids. That's all we're saying. Tap the brakes. And we have some other fun stories that, if we have an opportunity to get to, we will. Lots of fun stories. There's always fun stories here on the show. A little bit of giggly time as well. But before we do, Leo, I said last time we saw Cecil, we were on the Plus podcast, and it was a Christmas edition, and we had an entire sheet, as we do. We'd like to go in prepared as possible. But pretty much as soon as the show started, that run sheet got thrown the hell out of there. And it was like, nope, we're just doing this the entire time. And by this, the entire time, essentially started with, Cecil's immense knowledge of phone sex operators and Skinamax movies, which was great.
Yeah, softcore cinema, basically.
Like within 5 minutes of the show starting, we got to that, which I wanted to pull up a clip here. It's only about a minute long. I thought it was really fun
because I have a long running history of late night.
We pulled up. Sorry. Somehow we got to calling up phone sex operators and
give it up, Jeanette. How you doing out there, Jeanette?
Immense knowledge of who these women are. So let's re-experience that.
Most of these girls, because I have a long running history of late night Skinamax. Most of these girls are
Things people couldn't get waterboarded out of someone. Like, what the heck?
Cecil, have you watched this since then? Have you watched any of these clips?
No, I haven't.
Oh gosh. Okay. So you're just reliving this. Here we go.
I'm just reliving this all over again. I honestly, it's such a blur. I remember talking about it, and then I actually sent Des an apology because I had, like, when we were talking about what we were going to discuss on the podcast, I was like, let's talk. I was talking like wholesome things. I was like, let's talk about like our favorite unique Christmas movies. Like, let's talk about our favorite not the usual Christmas songs and all this. And then as soon as we go into the podcast, Skinamax phone sex.
You can watch you can watch her genuinely enthusiastic at the very beginning and just watching that smile, but there's like the hollow eyes.
It's just like a smile like plastered on her face at this point.
So,
she's just like,
Des is a brilliant musician.
Mm-hmm.
And so I sent her my favorite Christmas song that is very not widely known, like not a hugely popular song, and she loved it. So
was it about double-sided dildos or something?
No,
this
it should have been a Skinamax soundtrack. That's what would have done it.
This was genuinely wholesome, and I'll go down the music soundtrack. There's a composer named Herman Beeftink that is one of my favorite composers, and he's composed like a lot of these Co-Ed Confidential, like all of those kind of shows. See, we're going down that avenue again.
Yeah. So here's the thing. We got literally 13 seconds into this clip. The clip is a minute long. We got 13 seconds in, and here's Cecil going down the rabbit hole of weird Skinamax movies from 1994.
It's how my brain works. You get on something that I know about, and I go like, I just go.
Well, let's go play this clip really quick.
Okay.
Listen, I learned a lot about things that you do know. So here we go. Let's check it out.
It's from like the Skinamax movies. It was like they would do those like adult softcore films, and then I guess for a little money on the side, they would kind of dance around and do the pick up the phone.
Wait,
and
Cecil.
Yes.
You're telling me that these aren't the actual women that are on the phone when you call 1-800-679?
I know. Well, I'm not saying that it's not. Okay,
but
it absolutely is.
You get a 43-year-old lady named Maud who just has a really nice voice.
That's got an incredibly sexy voice. Well, there's the episode of Beavis and Butthead where they get the phone sex line, and there's the really heavy set lady with the.
Yeah, she definitely does have a little bit of sadness in her. Was that you?
She's just slowly nodding over there.
just
like, sure.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. You can see it. Yep.
Why did I sign up for this? All right, let's continue.
So we've got another hour where they get the phone sex line, and there's the really heavy set lady with the hairy legs in the trailer park, like answering the phone. So yeah, it's kind of more along those lines. I like to imagine that none of these girls are that's Larissa McComas. She had terribly tragic life, by the way.
I'm sorry. Hold
How
on.
do you know the names of the women in this phone sex line commercial? What the heck?
She's an actress.
Put your call points on.
Is your friend Cecil?
I have no friends.
He has no friends.
There you go.
I have no friends.
It was so fun to see, like, the fact that you were able to like this pixelated 240p woman from 1998 or whatever. Like, you're like, oh, that's her. Yeah. And she had a tragic life, and this is how she ended it, and blah, 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 blah. It was pretty amazing to see. So, Cecil, you are being dubbed the purveyor of cursed knowledge.
Well, I will say I didn't watch the episode, but I did go to read the comments, and there were a few people that were saying that they were stunned that they were not expecting me to like shock Kirsha, like that I pulled some stuff out, and she was just, what? Mm-hmm. They didn't expect little old me to kind of shock her, who usually is the one that pulls out the doozies.
You've gone from a sweet boy to the minister of darkness over here, which is great, and I appreciate it. I
mean, as Phoenix knows, I grew up listening to Opie and Anthony, and so I have that gallows humor that I mean, I like to think that I am a genuinely nice person, but I also just know a lot of really weird stuff, and I just have a very dark sense of humor, and I pull a lot of things from out of nowhere, and there's a lot of stuff that I use on my channel as far as information. That's why people come back. They're like, wait a minute, I had no idea that this was this, and this actress worked on this, and so I just I'm weird. What can I tell you?
Welcome to the club, buddy. Welcome to the club. All right. So look, glad everybody's here. If you guys would like to support Cecil, we have a link pinned in our pinned comment and down below in the description. He is a member of our Plus program over there. Gets a giant rev share. If you guys would like to become a Plus member, you can support Cecil as well. We'll greatly appreciate that, which is wonderful because we have some good things coming with Cecil in 2026. It's going to be a
new segment,
stuff.
Porn Talk. That's what I'm looking forward to. Porn Talk.
Corn Stars 2026.
We should, we should just do like interviews with Skinamax directors. I mean, you know them all, right?
I don't know them all, but
with Cecil.
I know I am personal friends with some producers and actresses, so
I have no doubt.
I absolutely could. They are more than happy. They love talking about this stuff. It was the glory days back then.
I would have so much fun. The question that I would just continuously ask the actresses is like, what's it like to fake ride a penis? Because that's all you'd see on those shows. They'd go, oh, and they'd be fake riding a wiener, like Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
Blabs,
oh, yeah.
Blabs, you don't understand. Like as a
I practice on my pillow every night. That's what I
do. Well, I years ago, I had one of the actors reach out to me, and was like, "Hey,
wait, why?
Huh? Because he was a fan of my channel, and he was like, hey, I also want to let you know I'm an actor in like these softcore films and stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, you know what? I've talked to the women, but I never talked to like the dudes. And I was like, what's in a similar fashion? What's it like? Like, how do you not and he was like, well, I'm a professional and I'm able to control my urges. And I went and I looked, and like the dude is, washboard abs, is a really, and I'm like, oh, right. He just gets laid constantly.
Right.
So, so when he's faking it with these softcore women, he's not even thinking sex. He's thinking groceries. He's
probably gay, whatever. He's like, whatever.
That may also be a possibility because there's been a few of those too. But yeah.
All right. Now, well, look, we can spend literally 2 hours talking about Skinamax actors and actresses. I'm sure we could, and I'm sure there will be a day that we absolutely do. But we have important things to get to today. Very important things to get to today, which is, we always like to start the show with a little bit of disappointment. Blabs, are you ready?
I have returned.
Welcome back.
Today in gaming history with Blabs.
That's me.
All right, the Fart Queen is back. She's here, ready to go, and she's accompanied by the Fart King, apparently, down at the end there, Phoenix. As he's in, Blaz, I don't know if you heard the story about his plane trip yesterday.
I did hear the story.
Okay,
it was very flatulent. But,
it was, yeah.
Sam in the DM says that we should call Cecil Max.
Ooh. Cecil Max.
That's a new segment. Yeah, Cecil Max.
Oh, I like it.
So speaking of Sam, he actually did cover for me this morning. I asked him last night if he could do my segment for me today because I was afraid that I would not be able to get it done today because of the PC stuff. So this is courtesy of Sam. December 30th, everybody. Melty Blood was released.
What a great list, Sam! Way to go, Sam! Let's go, Sam! All right.
Shout out from Amsterdam. Anyway, Melty Blood was released in Japan in 2002. Sonic Heroes was released in 2003. And then Shin Megami Tensei Imagine was released in 2007. Yay!
He left off a huge hidden gem. I can't wait to see this list because I happen to have the huge hidden gem on this.
No, I got to be honest, Sam. That's such a great list. Perfection right there. Congratulations. Just a 10 out of 10. Wonderful list today, Sam. Really,
a total 180 from what we're used to. This really feels like we're just making the turn for the New Year's coming up.
Man, what a great. Hey, speaking of New Year's, we're actually going to be taking today in gaming history and actually putting it on the channel in 2026. So just a heads up on that. That'll be that's starting, I guess, on Thursday. I say, I guess I'm the one who should probably be making that decision. So yeah, January 1st, we'll be every single day. We'll have a new Today in Gaming History on the channel as its own separate video. So if you miss the fun, you make sure you hit the subscribe button, which you probably already have, and hit the notification so you find out all the fun with that. So with that said, Blabs, some noticeable games that Sam missed today. Nothing.
Yep,
he did nothing.
What a great job, Sam.
Great job,
Sam.
Sam.
Thank you for covering for me.
Way to go, Sam. But if we were to talk about these games, which, we should, I'd just like to point out that Triazzle was released for the PC in 1995, which I don't think I've ever heard of this game before, but that's okay. Triazzle right there for PC. Alien Rampage for PC. I'll tell you what, Phoenix, I'm going to scroll. I'm going to keep my eyes closed.
Yeah.
And you tell me when I should stop, okay? I'm going to close my eyes right now. Here we go.
Yeah.
You just tell me when I should stop.
Stop.
Okay. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to say of these five games on the list, I'm going to say that Barbie Super Sports is your hidden gem right here.
There it is.
Oh my God.
Right there and ready. This hidden gem. This hidden gem is what got me into rollerblading. This was it. This is what inspired me. Rollerblading.
Wait, didn't you play a Barbie game on your Rumble
every
channel
day
like
of my
2
life?
months ago?
Correct.
Was it the same one, or was that a different Barbie game?
Well, this is just one of them, baby.
There's only one rollerblading game that he cares about.
That's it.
And it's Barbie Super Sports. Can we just get? I have the shot on you, Phoenix, for one simple reason. We need to use AI to get you rollerblading.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Here we go.
I'll give a couple of poses.
Yeah. If we can just, someone can take some screenshots of Phoenix just rollerblading.
And it's great because he's got like the wristbands and everything ready to go.
All right, there we go. Thank you, Phoenix. Appreciate that.
Thank you. Yeah.
So if somebody could please take Phoenix and turn him into AI by the end of the show, we'd really appreciate it. It'll probably go in the intro. I'm putting together a new intro for the show. So if we can get Phoenix rollerblading with AI.
It's our new frolicking set. I like that. It's good.
I love it. All right, some other noticeable games that you missed, Sam, which you didn't. Battlezone 2, Combat Commander for PC, Eternal Fighter 0. Oh, Savage Skies for the PC 24 years ago. Tiny Toon Adventures Wacky Stackers, which looks like it's just like a puzzle bobble type game here. Looks like it. Oh, not just Ghostbusters, but Extreme Ghostbusters. The only thing that could be worse is if it had an X as the lead instead of the EX. Extreme Ghostbusters here. Melty Blood was mentioned 23 years ago for the PC. Sonic Heroes, which a lot of people love Sonic Heroes, especially said Sonic fans. They love Sonic Heroes. Phoenix, you ever played Sonic Heroes?
No, that one I have it. I have not played this one, but yeah, there is a little cult following for the Sonic Heroes games on any of those platforms. I've heard them all love them.
Ape Escape. Cecil, you a fan of the Ape Escape games?
I only ever played the first one on the PS1, and it was okay. It's not really my cup of tea. I can see why people like them, though.
Yeah, I bet Blabs will like it. Ape
It's
Escape.
a very Japanese kind of game. Yeah.
Yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh! 7 Trials to Glory World Championship Tournament 2005 was released in 2004. Kind of fun. Cthulhu Saves the World. That was a pretty big indie title for the Xbox 360. That was back in the Xbox indie arcade heyday right there. Man,
that was fun.
Man, all those games just lost. And just off the top of your head, best Xbox 360 like arcade, whatever they call the arcade games, the downloadable arcade games off the top of your head. Any
Limbo, Braid.
Limbo and Braid?
Yeah.
I'd have to go same. Like they were both phenomenal games.
Maybe Fez throw in there too.
Was Fez wasn't it wasn't an Xbox Live arcade exclusive though, right?
I thought it was at the time, at least.
I think Super Meat Boy?
Super Meat Boy, 100%.
Super Meat Boy. There was one. Oh god, it had a really long name. Insanely dark evil planet or something. It was like a weird Metroidvania with a spaceship that was cool.
So quick little some quick rundown of some of the top games. Somebody mentioned the NBA Jam remake, which was spectacular. Just to kind of rush a little nostalgia over you guys. Mentioned Castle Crashers, Braid.
Castle Crashers.
Great beat 'em up.
Fantastic game.
Shadow Complex. Y'all remember Shadow Complex? That was a great game.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Bionic Commando Rearmed. I loved Rearmed. That was
so good.
The soundtrack on it was great. I actually had the guy to the music for Bionic Commando Rearmed do a soundtrack for a show that never saw the light of day. So I still have that music, and it's still very Bionic Commando Rearmed. It's very, very good. I have that music in the background and on a hard drive somewhere.
I have the lunchbox
for Bionic Commando Rearmed.
Bionic Commando, yeah. They did a thing where you could get a metal, like an old school like metal lunchbox that was the original Bionic Commando artwork from like the NES game.
Nice. Play Nice Game says I worked on Shadow Complex in our chat. That's awesome.
Nice.
Cool, has a really cool lunchbox.
Me.
Craig does.
Probably the most expensive lunchbox ever. Right over
what is the most expensive lunchbox?
I don't know.
Anyway.
I don't know. Thanks, Blabs, for chiming in. Appreciate that.
I help. Hang on. I missed this.
There she is. There it is.
It's the most accurate depiction ever.
Cappuccino 80 says Hydro Thunder Hurricane. Yeah, that was a great one as well. Hydro Thunder Hurricane. Trials HD, Geometry Wars. The Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game. That was actually really good.
And then they pulled that game for a while too, which was like that was like there was the alert, everything we were warning about with digital kind of content, and then they just pulled it from you.
Yeah, because they lost the license, and that was ridiculous.
Bastion.
I mean, it took them a while. They got it back, but still the damage was done.
Call of Juarez, Gunslinger. That was those were fun games. There was another game where it was an EA title that was. I'm trying to remember what it was. Well, I'll figure it out. And I'm sure the chat will let me know in here in a little bit. But man,
remember the genre of it or what?
It was a maybe it's the one I'm thinking of. It's the one where you're rolling around. You were going through the game and you're just knifing the shit out of people. God, what was that damn game called? It was an EA game and it was really, really fun.
Terrorism.
No, it was not called Terrorism. No, it was not. Man, I know the chat is going to let me know. Here
was it like Shank something like
Shank? Yes,
something like that, right?
Shank. I think that's exactly what it was called. Was Shank? Yes, good stuff. Which, like, what a great name, huh? For a game, Shank. Yeah. All right, so Shank. Yeah, Xbox 360, 2010, published by EA. Gritty, awesome, super fun. Love that. All right, some other noticeable games. And we haven't even got to the best of this list, Blabs, by the way. The most important game on this list, which I'm sure that if you were making this list, you definitely would have
But Phoenix already talked about the Barbie one.
No. As we scroll down, flip card battle here. Let's just go straight to the end here. The ones that really matter. The most important game.
Oh, the Pinecone game?
Yeah, that's what she would have definitely put that on the list.
Oh, hang on, Pinecone.
It would have been, yes, Pinecone game, but
look at that on Steam. Very positive reviews.
Well, of course,
adding to my wish list. I'm gonna check this out later.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a free game.
Oh, how exciting! You do say you're a Pinecone, but that's Blabs. That's not the game that I was actually talking about.
I just added it to my Steam account.
Of course you did. The game I was actually speaking about was the one at the bottom of the list. Paradise Cleaning, Conquering Married Men Through Sex. Go ahead, Blabs.
You had me in the first part. I was like, yes, cleaning. I just vacuumed everything yesterday again. I vacuumed because I was stressed and I vacuumed my desk. And then the second half, I was like, wait a minute.
I'm just saying, Blabs.
Through sex.
It does seem like there's two separate games in here. I'm just the idea of Paradise Cleaning and then a second game called Conquering Married Men Through Sex.
I'm gonna regret
Married
this.
women.
Married women, yes.
Oh yeah, married. Oh whoa, I'm sorry. Yes.
Conquering through sex. I'm gonna regret this, aren't I? All right, let's see.
Or have your new favorite
positive.
game.
Oh no! Okay, no.
Now tell us about it. What do you see? We can't show this on YouTube, so please,
Definitely
Blabs.
not. Okay, I'm trying to find something. Okay, that's better. All right.
You can literally see your hand moving around trying to block all the wieners.
No. There was lots of boobs and vag and stuff. All right.
Oh, okay.
All you have to do is just cleaning. I love how it's broken English. All you have to do is just cleaning out all dirty icons by dragging over them within the time limit. There are 5+1 dirty icons, and each of them can be cleaned by the corresponding cleaning tools. How the hell are there boobs and stuff in this game, but it's clean? Ah! Whoa!
Yeah, I'm taking a look. This is pretty exciting stuff. Cecil, you may want to give this a try.
I know.
This right now.
I'm going to have to contact the producer and be like,
and
what
become
do you
best
think
friends.
made this?
She needs to shave. Ah!
Oh, no.
I haven't seen a vacuum anywhere in this, actually.
What do you think, Blabs?
There is no vacuuming in here. It's just kinky stuff and what the fuck is
I don't know why they include so much mayonnaise in this game. Like, I don't know. Like, just seems off topic. I mean, basically.
Oh no! There's dicks,
Hold on.
there's vagine, there's skirts. I'm done. Thank you.
So Blabs, you're telling me that this title is misleading and that there is no paradise cleaning?
Well, think about
Maybe
all
for
that
some of the
cleaning you
girls
could
in the
do.
chat. Not for me.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Blabs.
My
Appreciate
head
that.
hurts from seeing that. I didn't like that.
Welcome to Side Scrollers.
It looks like this is actually part of a series.
Yeah, it is.
It's a saga.
There is at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 of them. Apparently the cleaning and sex thing is very popular.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies
Yep.
out there, please shave your hoo-ha. Thank you. PSA.
That's
I
what she
didn't
took
like
from
that.
it.
I want to let you know that by itself will get clipped. And Sam, clip that. There's about a 4-second clip that's just going to be put on loop on our socials right there. Wow.
Wow.
Thank you, Blabs. On a totally unrelated note, here's footage of Shank, not to be confused with Skank.
I saw lots of skinks in that game.
Well, this is the opposite of that. Here's Shank for the Xbox 360 here. So what a fun looking game this was. That has the silhouette background here, and this is so fun. Did you play this one at all, Phoenix?
Oh yeah, 100%. I got to tell you, almost every arcade game that came out on Xbox was a banger. Like every one of them you wanted to grab. So every time, especially like the Summer of Arcade, I believe, a lot of great titles come out there, and I almost downloaded every single one of them.
You don't know what you have until it's taken away from you, my man.
That is
Look at
correct.
that. Oh, look at that nonsense. That's great. Nothing says fun like a Latino man shooting about video games. Isn't that great?
It's the Danny Trejo simulator.
Yeah. I think actually he did have a line or two in that or something. So, all right. Well, there's Today in Gaming History. I don't know if we can top that ever. We went all over the place there, which would describe Blabs' life, which is good. There it is right there. That's good.
Shave
right.
your hoo-has.
That's right. Don't forget that, ladies.
Yes. Please.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. And men shave
All
too.
right.
Everyone keep it
Okay.
clean.
Noted. Sounds good. Seaman came in, says, great anime taste,
What a great
Blabs. Cajun Corey says, hey, Blabs, did you know that being blind makes you more curious? It's true. It made Stevie wonder.
I really like when he does this when he plays piano. He just kind of swings.
You see, Corey, she didn't even understand the pun there.
I
That's
understood. I just really thought of Stevie Wonder when he does this and he plays piano. And he's like, oh, yeah.
There's a lot of thoughts that he is not actually blind, but that's another story for another
There
time.
is. I've seen that. I read about it last year. I was like, what?
SPQR came in and says, I'm sick as a dog today. Luckily, no puking, just an enormous amount of snot.
That's hot.
Thanks and good luck getting over
Can
that.
I just interject real quick? There was a comment that said, like, how dare you go on a plane sick to me? Do you guys, if you're unaware what norovirus, it just out of absolutely nowhere. 1 second you're totally fine, and then the next you're shitting your pants, sharing it with your fellow passengers.
All right.
I just wanted to clarify that. Thank you.
Just comes out of nowhere. It's good.
Yep.
Marmalin says you had a wholesome Foxu on, and then autism of the episode took over, and encouraged by, of course, Phoenix, who was a sick, delirious, out of his mind. That's right. It's true. Seluk Full Cool Ranch Street says Washington State is going through a Somali daycare fraud as well. How by a different Somali committee? How dumb can these local governments be? Well, they're not the only ones there. Washington State, Minnesota, and we're going to get to Ohio a little bit later on as well. Magnus the Red says, "Welcome back, Blabs, to our quote special 12-year-old gamer, 12-year-old boy gamer. Sam did a great job on gaming history. Maybe the best job. Maybe the best."
Bestest job ever. Thanks, Sam.
Gear says, "Happy New Year 2026. Sooner or later that I'm going to get arrested for saying in public, I like girls reading related to the Stranger Things final season infamous quote by Will. Yes, Gear, you will be arrested for that in time because apparently being gay is a superpower. That's what we've learned from that." We have Tenarian says, "I recently acquired a rare Blu-ray copy of To the Limit starring Anna Nicole Smith. Was wondering about Cecil's opinion on it. I personally found it very entertaining, even more than expected, actually." Yes.
To the Limit is one of two major Anna Nicole Smith movies.
There we go.
There was To the Limit and then Skyscraper. I personally prefer Skyscraper because it is a remake of Die Hard, only with Anna Nicole Smith.
You had me with that sentence. I'm locked in. Congratulations. That's excellent. Tim Lee says Cecil should join VTubers as servants of Slanish. Well, thank you, Tim Lee. I'm sorry I butchered that. Based Gamer says, "I'm glad Blabs is well and working. I want to tell her I'm on book 3 of the Harry Potter audio drama, and the trans male nurse is awful, but the rest is amazing."
Yeah, there's a tranny who replaced a woman in the audiobooks. Shout out, progressive.
Fluffy Pro says, "I saw some trailer this morning for a movie called Primate about an evil chimp, reminding me of Cecil for some reason. Also, welcome back, Blabs."
Thank you.
Wait, reminded me because I know about random movies or because I look like a chimp?
Both. Next up says, "Blabs, oh no, sounds like Mr. Bill from SNL. Oh, it's right. Oh no."
I don't know who Mr. Bill is, but thank you.
Oh, you'd like Mr. Bill. My son loves him.
I am Mr. Bill.
I don't think she'd get it.
Get it? Oh.
I really don't think she'd get it.
I think she might. I think she might like it.
It's so simple. All right, on our run sheet here, I have a few things I wanted to tell everybody about. Most notably, let's see. We have if you're a Plus member, we have some good things coming up. On Thursday, January 1, on Thursday at 3:00, Blabs versus Celeste is happening this Thursday. Looking forward to that. So as you're getting over a hangover or whatever it is you want to do, you want to watch some gameplay, you can see Blabs playing a modernish game, Celeste. Great game.
Might I make a quick a little prediction about this one?
Yes.
I actually think this might be the most infuriating one to watch of all of them. Because if she can't, I don't want to give anything away, but if she can't master that mechanic that makes up all of Celeste, oh boy, strap in. It's going to be a very long day.
I think you're right with this until the following week when you play Jump King. We'll be doing this live once again, a game that nobody has heard of except for me. This was a viral game several years ago. The only game I've ever rage quit. Blabs will be playing. So I'm looking forward to that. Very simple game, very difficult game. That's the next 2 Thursdays lined up. Blabs Versus is coming back. You can watch it live over on Plus. We'll be recording it live with you guys. You guys get a sneak peek. And those episodes will probably be released on YouTube sometime in like March or April. So you guys get you guys will have watched it and forgotten about it by the time it comes out on YouTube, which is great. So we're trying to get all ahead. Also on Thursday, the Real Game Awards voting begins on Thursday on January 1, all through the month of January, voting for the Real Game Awards. Very much looking forward to that. That'll be happening. So that's all of our voting members. And if you're a Plus member, you actually have access to that as well, which is just great. So voting begins on Thursday for that. And the show will be in February. We have a meeting after the show to discuss this, which I'm very much looking forward to. We have so much going on. It's insane. And one final thing, which was I got notified about this over on Rumble. If you guys are watching and tuning in over on Rumble, we have this new tip thing on the bottom of the screen for Rumble Wallet right here. See this down here? You can actually hit the tip button down here. I added this yesterday, and you can like sign in with your Rumble Wallet and stuff. And you can use crypto to support us, which, pretty cool, I suppose, if you're into the crypto scene. And you can, so it's supposed to revolutionize things over there, and we'll see how it goes. So check it out, Rumble Wallet over our Rumble friends over there. All right, man, we've been dilly-dallying for 45 minutes. What? Oh my God. All right.
I was wondering what was going on. I'm like, we're behind today.
We are. Let's get into it. It's time for hard news.
Hard news.
Okay, so the big story the last few days has been, and probably should be the biggest story in America right now, is the fraud that was discovered by Nick Shirley, the independent journalist, which I know people are like, how is he a journalist? Well, he's the same as being a baker. I don't know. He goes out and bakes cakes, or, like Blabs likes anime. She's an anime watcher. You don't need to be get a degree to be a journalist. Sorry, that's not how it works. As somebody with a journalism degree, you don't need a degree in journalism to be a journalist. You don't. Sorry. So anyways, Nick Shirley went out. He exposed all this stuff going on in Minnesota, the fraudulent nature of everything happening with the daycares and the autism centers and everything going on up there. And wouldn't you know it, there's been some pushback that has happened here. But first and foremost, I think I wanted to stop down and see what other people were saying about this. Most notably, Asmongold. Let's see what he had to say about this and why people are just so upset about all this nonsense.
That's it. And average Americans are tired of having their country rotted out, looted, pillaged by a bunch of random fucking third worlders and then asked to apologize for it because of something that happened before we were born. This is outrageous. I'm tired of it. Most people are tired of it. And I'm also tired of pretending that I'm not tired of it. It's outrageous. Yes, absolutely. And there's another thing too.
I want to stop that really quick. That statement he said right there, I'm tired of pretending I'm not tired of it. That's actually I think the most powerful thing there, because I think that is why Asmongold is so powerful and so strong and so popular, is because he says what everybody else is thinking. The idea that I'm tired of pretending that I'm not tired of it. I think everybody felt that a little bit right there. Cecil, how do you feel about that?
Incredibly frustrated, and tired, like you said, tired of faking that I'm not tired. This last year, I got absolutely raked over the coals for taxes. And then, I was paying, I had to pay in installments for sake. And then I come to find out that now, granted, it's not in my state that it's being uncovered, but there are rumors that Pennsylvania is one of them where we're getting just ravaged by people taking advantage of the system. And it's infuriating because what am I paying for? Because we've got our roads suck. There are many problems with our infrastructure. There are tons of problems within various cities out here and across the country. And yet we have billions of dollars that are going to people. It's not being vetted. It's not being even a tiny bit looked into. I mean, even if everything that Nick has come up with is fault, if he was wrong and one of these places was legitimately ripping us off, that would be a huge story. And the fact that they're not, they're just barely reporting on it and trying to shift the blame and pivot it elsewhere is infuriating when you look at how much money the average person has to dole out on a yearly basis.
I would add real fast, what's even more exhausting is when you watch how media and stuff like runs defense. It never tries to come out and do anything other than run defense. That is what has been getting really exhausting. I would say the one good thing about that, though, is that it's also clearly exhausting the population. And so it's actually inspiring the opposite for some people to really now start investigating it. Now it's almost like that Streisand effect, almost. Where now it's just people want to just like, what aren't you telling me? I'm going to have to go and do my own research, and that's why you're seeing this rise of the independent journalists, much like this young guy here.
I would say to kind of compound upon that, one of the things that I will say is nice too is when you get somebody like Tim Waltz, who will go on Twitter and will not address this at all. But he posted when all this was breaking, Happy Catter Day. And almost 99% of the comments are like, resign, fired, you should be in jail. Where's the money? Tim, all of these, and started posting clips of him from like 2023 saying how he needs, we need to make it easier to open up childcare services. And it's like, you're complicit. You absolutely should be in prison. And so at least that is nice because you see that there is a nice chunk of the population that is sick and tired of this.
Well, speaking of Tim Waltz, did you know that this whole thing comes back to you, Cecil? And
It always does.
Blame it on
Whitey,
the white guy. Yes.
The cracker.
Blame the white man.
Look, it's not law-abiding citizens. If that were the case, there's a lot of white men should be holding a lot of white men accountable for the.
I'm holding him accountable. He's a whitey.
Yeah, exactly. You're a white guy in power. I'm a YouTuber.
Yep.
For the crimes that they have committed. I think
but just the immediate shift of like, hey, no. By the way, this is. How long did it take for him to try to shift this?
Look, it's not law-abiding citizens. If that were the case, there's a lot of white men should be.
4 seconds. It took him 4 seconds to try to shift the blame in his answer. That's how quickly it took. Amazing.
Should be holding a lot of white men accountable for the crimes that they have committed. I think for the community to maybe educate their population, because I think what you're seeing here is there's secondary victims in this, that there's providers inside the community that are then victimizing the.
Yes, there are secondary victims. Like every single taxpayer who contributed a cent to the government. Yeah, there's second, third, fourth, fifth. Go down the line. Literally everybody who has bought anything in Minnesota ever is a victim here.
He's the governor. All of this is happening under his watch. He should absolutely, if he wasn't complicit, he would be taking some sort of blame on that. He would be like, I understand this is happening under my watch. I am going to get to the bottom of this and not sleep until, we uncover all of this and put an end to it. But no, because he's absolutely complicit, I 100% guarantee he's on the take. Because this is a way that it's like, they're on to me. Got to shift the blame elsewhere and go with the old standard guilt. It's really all white people's fault for uncovering this. It's white people's fault.
Right. Yes. Here we go. Let's continue.
Himself by signing them up, because when we're going to some of these people, they're like, I had no idea I was in this program. So I think it's asking us then, for every crime, which of course the majority being committed by white men, asking us to do more about that. I think it's crime in general. And I think the biggest thing on this is just making sure that we're educating the population. And again, this is 80 people or so that have been convicted in this, maybe some more in that, out of a broader ring. Medicaid fraud will stretch across all racial demographics, all ethnic groups. So I think it's really important for us to note each community's got this in their own midst, but to blame them and say that they should have been responsible for stopping it, I think that's a pretty hard reach. I think we continue to
And I want to be really clear. I don't blame them. I really don't. I don't blame the Somalis for doing this. If you find a loophole and they handle it, take advantage of it until somebody stops you, right? That is the nature of life, right? In any sort of business, people will be looking for loopholes, for ways to get past things. I don't care if you're in an air hockey tournament. People will find loopholes in a rule set that you create. Any, like the smallest things to the biggest things. Look, they were abusing the system. Should they be thrown in jail? 100%, right? They have been caught. He should also be thrown in jail for being complicit here. The idea of saying, well, you shouldn't blame well, that's like, this whole thing is it's amazing to see the backpedaling and the almost victim blaming that you're seeing here. The victim blaming being the taxpayers of Minnesota. Like, how dare you? How dare you attack this protected class, this backbone of our economy that is just taking all this money? It's it's just frustrating.
And one quick thing to add. I kept seeing this. The Somalians have been in Minnesota for over 10 years now, and it's something along the lines of 78% of them are on welfare. So how are they the backbone of Minnesota when 78% of them aren't working?
Well, they're creating so many jobs with the money that they are taking from the taxpayers, which is great. Speaking of one of those daycare centers, the most viral one was the Leering Daycare Center, the one that was misspelled learning, which was amazing. I'll tell you what, I saw this yesterday. This was right outside the Leering. One of the employees was out there talking about this. And this is the response to one of the reporters here.
This area. Don't come this area.
What's your response to the allegations? Is there fraud going on here? No, it's a video. I just want to know. What's your response? Huh?
Get the out of here.
What's your response to the allegations? Is there fraud going on here? And is there children? That's all.
Don't harass me over here.
Seems like a great place you really want to take your kids to, right? Just saying. I think it's I don't know if I'd want to take my I'm realistic. I realize that the people running any daycare, they're not all angels, right? They have dirty potty mouths just like everybody else. But just saying, that guy in particular may not be the best representation of the Leering Center. Just throwing it out there. Speaking of, this was reported yesterday, but the Department of Children from Minnesota announced that the Quality Center has been closed. Was it because shortly after, the new owners of the Quality Leering Center showed up at the daycare today with tons of children, claiming that they're no longer shut down. And here is the owner of it, which looks like, once again, a guy you'd want to drop your kids off with on a day-to-day basis. Just throwing it out there. Don't really know if that's the thing, but
he looks like the meme of the guy behind the tree.
Yes,
you know what I'm talking
that's
about?
what I
Doing
thought
them
too.
If somebody can please make that an AI, that'd be great.
He looks like a retarded predator to me, though, right? Like the predator monster, but like retarded. Yeah, like really low fucking IQ, drooling. Doesn't he?
From
Like
the predator from Tamu.
Yeah. Well, let's actually hear what he has to say, because this is the owner's son of the Quality Daycare. Claimed the reason that there were no kids when Nick Shirley stopped by in the morning is because they don't open until later in the day. So the daycare where parents are supposed to drop off their kids wasn't open until later in the day. Anybody buying it?
No. Anybody that does buy that is stupider than they are.
Okay. Let's see what he had to say. Maybe he's got something really important to say.
What would you say to Nick Shirley, the YouTuber, if he was standing in front of you
I have
right
nothing
now?
against him himself, but I do have something against the rhetoric. If you're going to be
There it is. There's the rhetoric right there. There it is. Phoenix already shaking your head.
journalist, just have a moral compass. Like, do what you do correctly.
I think it's, by the way, I think it's really important that the people committing massive fraud need to tell you to have a moral compass.
Don't you feel like we're at this time period right now? Like if a horrific murder took place, right? That like horrific, whatever, God forbid, just, deleted 30 people in a row, let's just say. But then you found out that they at one point in their time period 40 years ago said the N-word, that would be the headline. Like that
Right.
That would be the bigger crime than the massacre that took place. I hate this timeline. I don't like it.
Sorry, Phoenix.
Thank you.
Let's continue.
If you're gonna be a journalist, just have a moral compass. Like, do what you do correctly. If you catch business that are fraud, no one here is with that, or we don't support that as a community. I don't support that myself. I was born and raised here. I'm not for fraud. Like the notion that, hey, a certain batch of somebody got caught, so all of them support it. It's like, no one, if in any community, any mishaps that happen, the rest of the community obviously doesn't want that to happen. It's a stain on all of our names, as you guys.
I'd like to take you back just a few minutes ago when and I'd like to introduce you to Tim Waltz again with the statement about white men.
Citizens, if that were the case, there's a lot of white men should be holding a lot of white men accountable for the.
So going back to what this guy over here was saying about, hey, just because one of us did something bad doesn't mean we're all bad, right? Hello, society called and they want to take the blame of white men back. I'm just saying, like, it's Blabs. Have you heard? You've been kind of off the reservation the last few days. Have you heard of the story?
I heard about it when it first broke. I don't know, what was it, like Friday morning, Saturday morning? I think it broke. But the thing is that nothing's ever gonna happen from this. And that's my biggest thing. I think nothing's going to happen whatsoever. Everything is going to be uncovered just like COVID, right? We're going to find out the truth about everything about COVID. We're 5 years later. Has anyone named that starts with Sauchi, rhyming with that? Has he been held responsible? No. So none of this shit matters because no one's going to do anything about this shit because it's been going on for years. Nothing happens.
I said that yesterday. I was very black-pilled during the show. I felt the exact same way, but there have been some law enforcement that's been sent out there. ICE has been sent out there to do some investigations,
and
apparently
just walk right back in.
Doesn't mean you don't try though.
They'll arrest a couple of like low-rung people, but none of the politicians that rubber stamped this stuff looked the other way, didn't bother looking into this, because there's multiple. It's not just the daycare fraud and the Medicare fraud. There was also another fraud that was uncovered about delivery drivers. If you heard about this one, where there's delivery drivers that were being paid to take people, like if somebody didn't have a car, you would drive them to the dentist, and they were paid like that. And so they were following people that were supposed to be, and they were driving around with nobody in their car and then billing that to the government and then getting paid. Like, all of these different things should all be investigated and find out who's writing the checks, who's okaying this, and why they're allowing it to continue. Like, if you screw up one iota on your taxes, they will come at you and you will owe them like your back tax history. I made a mistake on one of my taxes and I owed hundreds of dollars in in payment that they wanted for how many months I didn't pay them that. But these guys, they just get millions of dollars and nobody bothers to look into it. And then when it is uncovered, it's like, oh, well, it really pisses me off.
So I went in, anytime you hear about grants and things like that are handed out to these daycare centers, I immediately go like, well, surely if there's all this government money, like $9 billion being handed out to different businesses and such over the course of, a decade or whatever it is, surely there's got to be some money out there for like a lowly entertainment, small little entertainment company, a little production company, a little podcasting company for us, right? And as I've been doing research for these grants for our little business here, because I'm like, we talked about doing some documentaries and stuff like that and getting funding for that. the most there are some funding, but you need to have, it comes down to body counts, which is why all of these daycare centers, you use that in quotations, say, oh, we have 100 kids, right? Because they get more money for there. It's just like if we were to say we promise we're going to hire 100 people over the course of the next 5 years, they would, the government would give us more money. Well, we're not going to hire 100 people over the next 5 years. Don't plan on that. But that's how these grants work, these subsidies work. And in theory, it makes sense, but you can see why the fraud is so deep when it comes to putting, hey, well, we have 100 kids here, 70 kids. We have as many kids as we can possibly fit into this building as we find. But what about it? Because the one thing we've seen is he went to all these locations, and some people say, "Oh, there were kids there." No, there were no kids there. That's the defense that they're saying is like Nick Shirley is the weird one because he's going to daycare centers asking to see the kids. That's the weird thing here. Nick Shirley is the weird one here. So apparently, going back even 5 years from now, this is going to be a small video, but there actually is some footage of these kids being dropped off. It's right here, and sorry, I can't expand it for whatever reason. I'm trying to click this, but it's not working. But here we go. Just check this out.
Order for the scheme to work, the daycare centers need to sign up low-income families that qualify for child care assistance funding. These surveillance videos are from a case prosecuted by Hennepin County. They show parents checking their kids into a center only to leave with them a few minutes later. Sometimes no children would show up. But either way, the center would bill the state for a full day of child care. This video from that same case shows a man handing out envelopes of what are believed to be kickback payments to parents who are in on the fraud.
Where was the money going? I don't know exactly where it went, but it...
You're muted.
I don't know where it went. No idea.
Nobody ever knows.
But the idea of, hey, here we are. This is, they're literally handing out envelopes to these people for being a part of it. Pretty amazing. And honestly, very blatant, just putting it out there. We're never going to get caught. So whatever, and wow, you may have been caught, but nothing is going to be done here. And I'll be very intrigued to see if anybody actually gets handcuffs on them and gets sent to jail, which I think percentage of that, any thoughts? Percentage of that actually?
Very, very small,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean you don't keep fighting, and it doesn't mean you don't keep investigating and bring it to attention. Like that's critical. I'll say, a lot of people have gotten kind of more aware and politically activated in the past, since like 2016, 2017. As someone who has been always politically activated, I watched a lot of people doing nothing and being very oblivious. Well, things like this happen when you're refusing to look at anything, right? So it's almost like if you refuse to clean your room for 15 years, well, yeah, look, there's a lot of dust now. That it doesn't mean like, well, that's too overwhelming, so fuck it, let's just keep letting the dust go. You're like, no, it's time to clean up as best you can, and every little inch counts. So I would just say like that this shouldn't be turn off more. It should be evidence of we need to stop turning off.
It's funny. That's the big thing when you hear about the ICE raids and such. You hear these people talking about, you're deporting legal people. It's like, well, the room analogy is actually really great. If your room is filled with trash, I'm not saying that immigrants are trash. I'm saying illegal immigrants are trash, to be clear, just to be totally clear. But if you have, let's just say in your room, you have a bunch of illegal objects that have been, there's a huge amount that have come in over the last, I don't know, let's just say 4 to 6 years, just throwing it out there. And then you say, hey, we got to clean it up. You may throw out something that is not illegal in the process. Oops, it happens, and maybe you'll find it. It's just part of the cleaning up process. It's not going to be
doesn't
perfect.
mean you stop cleaning.
Right. Exactly. I'm just going to stop cleaning. It's good. All right.
I do have a question for you guys.
Yes, Blabs.
Do you think that Waltz is fucking Nancy Pelosi's husband? They're both rumored to be gay,
I've never been more turned on in my life. I'm just going to be fucking flat out honest right now.
I've not heard this at all. No
I'm
idea.
just wondering.
No idea.
I would hope so.
Okay. Interesting. Well, thank you, Blabs, for that. But the Nick Shirley thing is interesting because he has spawned other people who have
Chad says
decided.
yes.
Yes, two people said yes. That's right.
No, there's a couple of them.
All right. Anyways, the Nick Shirley has gone in and he's actually spawned several other people going out in their local residents to find out fraud in their areas. And this video was really amazing. After the fraud in Minnesota, a TikToker decided to investigate centers in Ohio, which has the country's second largest Somali population. By plugging in addresses into Google Maps, he discovered many of the buildings don't look like typical children's facilities. Let's go ahead and just take a look at this real fast as well. I'm going to fast forward as just he went through and he found some of these.
Where you can look up daycare centers in Ohio to look these places up. So here's 161 Child Care LLC, and it's listed at this address. So I literally just put this address in my own personal Google Maps, and this is what I see. It's listed as a smoke shop. Okay, and then here's First Choice Child Care. It's listed at this address, 4303 Cleveland Avenue, and this is what I see. It's just like the windows are all blacked out. There's no playscape. There's nothing for kids. Maybe the photo was taken at the wrong time, but not many cars there. All right, and then there's Benatti Child Care 2, and it's at 3629 Cleveland Avenue. And here we go again. Part of it is a boutique with bars on it. And here's the child care center. These all say 6 weeks to 12 years old. And if you have kids, you would know that most child care centers do not enroll kids that are between 6 weeks and 12 years old. That's way too big of a spread.
So you get the idea, and it goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on, which once again goes back to, this is not a Minnesota problem. This is a Texas problem. This is a Colorado problem. This is a Nevada problem, a Florida problem, and a New York problem. Pick a state. It's happening in your state. I guarantee you. Maybe not with children, maybe not with autism, but there is definitely fraud happening in your state. And it's good to see this being uncovered by multiple people here. Unbelievable, really. Cecil, you got anything to close on that?
Yeah. I don't know if it was mentioned while I was gone, but the Leering Center, they now have like a truckload of children that were there either yesterday or today or whatever. Look, we have kids. See, we have kids. And my whole thought is, okay, you managed to call your friends and relatives and have them run cover, but why don't we check back in like just randomly a couple of weeks, maybe a month from now, and see if there's still kids there, or see if it's just, all right, the story's died. All right, we don't need to bring these kids in anymore, because that's when it's going to be the proof as to what, but people don't want to hear that. Right now, it's a lot of back and forth where most normal Americans are saying, whether there's fraud or not, this should be investigated. Whereas there are a lot of other people that are posting under the various things where they're like, there are kids there that are going, see, checkmate, maggots. They actually have children there. And it's like, do you not see how fake this is? Just check back in a couple weeks. I guarantee there won't be a hint of children there.
Well, I think we all agree with that. And if there are kids there, how quickly till they get picked up? Are they there throughout the entire day? And by the way, I thought the place didn't open until later in the afternoon. Why are the kids being dropped off in the day if the place doesn't open until the afternoon? And that's what they said, right? Mm-hmm. So why all of a sudden are they opening up? I don't know. What a mess. What an absolute mess. And good on Nick Shirley. Good on everybody going out there. We said it yesterday. Just do stuff. Just go out and do stuff. Bring your camera out. Your phone right now has more ability in it than CBS, 60 Minutes, NBC, MSNBC, ABC, Fox, everything. You truly now. It's amazing.
Nick Shirley put that video up. The last time I checked, I'm sure it's way more now, but they were like, the average CNN spot or something gets like 8 million views. His video had 140 million views.
Yeah.
And it was a 42-minute video. So that right there should be the overwhelming death knell for just regular broadcast news.
Yep. And God, people are trying to downplay the $115 million because it only has 2 million views on YouTube. It's like, why do you think that is? Why do you think that is, you dummy? You know?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Magnus the Red came in with a massive $50 super chat. Says, my great grandparents on both sides of my family came from America as immigrants. They worked really hard to get a better life and served in the military. People that don't work hard to get that American dream, we shouldn't let them in. Magnus the Red, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Preach, my dude. I believe it was Tenarian yesterday who was saying that in his country, you're not allowed to immigrate to it unless you have a full-time job already lined up, ready to pay taxes. Yeah, I love that idea. I think that's great. It's good. Yeti says, I don't know what's worse, the possible fraud or the fact that no one corrected the signs before they went up. Right.
None of them can read.
D Draconic says, after this mess with Minnesota, wonder how much fraud will be found out in California.
Oh boy.
Well, there's the rail system that what is it? $18 billion spent and not a single bit of track has been laid down over the course of. Oh, and then there's the we're on the 20th year of Gavin Newsom's 10-year plan to end homelessness.
Right. Dave came in and says, the Nick Shirley video went viral for two reasons. One, he made a year-long investigation compact and understandable. Two, as outrageous as this scandal is, no one believes the people who allowed this fraud will be punished. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Dave. Thank you very much for your support. Appreciate that greatly. C. Blumberg says, our language needs to change in situations like these. America is a constitutional republic, and the Roman Republic. What do you think happened to a, I guess, praetor when Caesar found out they were robbing the republic? Jail. Nah. Right. Thank you, C. Blumberg. It would be great to see capital punishment return. Stampa says, trust me, Craig, there's a growing number of us non-white people who are tired of seeing you guys being used as scapegoats when the evidence is right there. Thank you, Stampa. Appreciate that greatly. And like this, to me, I want to be very clear. This has nothing to do with them being Somalian. If they were white, black, gay, straight, alien, dog, cat, they're committing the fraud, they should be penalized. There should be something. It's not that hard of a situation. The problem is that people put up the shield, the race shield, the Islamophobia, the phobia, the istophobe, whatever shield they want, and then that scares people. That scares people. I think people are just done being scared at this point. People are done with the nonsense. Delta says, "Oh God, primate." We went to see that third Avatar I went to go see the third Avatar last Saturday, and the trailer played. It felt like the fakest real movie, like what was being shown at the start of Tropic Thunder. Thank you, Delta. Have you seen Cecil? Have you seen the new Avatar?
No, but I haven't seen the last one. I saw the first one. I was like, okay, that was fine, but I had enough blue cat women. Like that was it was like I think that James Cameron is a very, very talented director, and I'm kind of sad to see that he's more or less ending his career with something that I don't really care. Like
lecturing people.
Yeah, lecturing people. Like I would rather him go. I'd rather him go back to Terminator. I'd rather him go back to Aliens. I'd rather him go back to just about anything, or come up with an entirely new IP instead of just really going all in and making 5 avatars. I saw one and I was like, okay, that's enough. But apparently we need more. But the thing is, the box office is justifying it because whether or not people want to see them, whether or not people like me are not interested, there is a huge segment of the population that is, because these movies continue to make billions of dollars. So I guess in the end, he's the one who's right.
Okay, let's play the game. How much money has Avatar 3 made globally at this point?
How long has it been out? Do we know? Cecil, maybe.
I think it came out.
2 weeks.
I think it came out maybe Thanksgiving, maybe perhaps.
Okay.
But all right. So globally,
because that's
Avatar 3. Thoughts, Cecil, Phoenix?
I want to say it's like 2 weeks out. I'll say 310 million.
I'm gonna say upwards close because I just have a feeling it's not a billion, but it's up there. I'm gonna say like 500-600 million.
706. Go ahead, Blabs.
I was gonna say 700 million.
Wow. Blabs is close to 700 million. That is, and here's the thing: 218 million domestically. Overseas, $542 million.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all the people who like to see the shiny graphics on screen. Ooh, it's amazing. I think, just on a quick side note, when it comes to Avatar, I think that Avatar is going to be looked back on as just the biggest slop, and it's going to be an extremely divisive franchise by the time it's all said and done. Because there's going to be people who are like, I love Avatar.
Already though, divisive. People either love it or they just hate it. There's nobody who's just like, eh.
I don't think it's either. To me, it's like just a forgotten thing.
Yes.
You just kind of go like, wow, it made 700 million. Really?
Yeah.
It's more like that to me.
I don't know a single person who's seen it. Not a single person. You think a movie is going to make $1 billion, you know at least one or two people who've seen Avatar. Nobody's like, I need to go see Avatar. And I'm really excited for them. Oh, okay.
But what's crazy
it's a money
is
laundering scheme.
Yes.
But what's crazy is something like Office Space. Like everybody's seen Office Space, and it was a monumental flop. So,
well, yeah, people saw it. That become a cult classic later. No one watched it in the beginning.
It became a cult classic later. But the thing is, still, relatively quickly after it hit home video and whatnot is when people picked it up. But still, comparatively, if you look at the watch numbers of that, it is still significantly less than the Avatar movies. And yet the Avatar movies are just massive moneymakers. And I guess it's really just relying at this point largely on the overseas market, who just is starved for that space lecturing drama show.
Nobody has spoken says, as a former daycare teacher, to clarify, the license is for X amount of kids, which means it's the capacity that the daycare is allowed to have. Yes, thank you very much. Nobody has spoken. Appreciate that. And man, I'd love to have more daycare folks on to talk about their experiences with this. Also says, my guess is they would register their Somali friends, kids, and give those families kickbacks for being part of the scam. Oh, 1,000%. Marvelin says the feds had to move quickly because of the fact that they're trying to cover for these sites now. However, they won't go after Tim and the, quote, bigger fish. I agree. Cenarian also came in with a meme. What do we have here, Blabs?
It's beautiful. Here it is.
Pretty funny. Pretty funny. All right, we'll get to the rest of your super chats, direct donations, and Rumble rants in just a minute. But first, Cenarian also says democracy is the will of the majority. Funny how Democrats then only focus on minority issues. Caring for foreigners before your own people is called treason, and we need to use that word more often. Thank you, Cenarian.
I say we dump them back in the ocean like, the Tea Party.
There you go, Blabs. Let them know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's go to our next story here, and that is, wouldn't you know it? Kotaku hates Donald Trump. Anybody shocked? No? Okay.
Just another day that ends with Y.
It is. Well, here we are. This is, I saw this tweet here. How Trump's culture of corruption allows a bot to make $230,000 betting on video games right here. Now, you may be saying to yourself, please, tell me more. Well, let's go do a little digging on this story. I have it pulled up because I think, hey, we're going to be talking about it. So let's pull up how Trump's culture of corruption. There you go, right there. Bots are gambling on games like Dota 2 and League of Legends via Polymarket. This is from John Walker. Now, I just want to say, John Walker looks exactly like you think John Walker.
Can I guess? I haven't seen him yet.
Okay. Yes. Please.
I think he has blue hair, and he's got he, him in his bio.
Now, I can't talk about his bio. I don't know about his social media posts, but I do know that he looks exactly like you'd expect. This definitely looks like a mugshot. Looks like a mugshot.
He needs a hug.
Wasn't he from Rock Paper Shotgun?
I don't know.
One of those many shitty sites.
Right. I don't know, and I don't care. But either way, so let's go look a little bit of digging here. John, hold on. I just want to. Oh, by the way, he says he's an industry analyst. Oh no, he has since deleted his X account.
Yeah, I can't find him on X. I'm looking for him on LinkedIn.
He's going to Blue Cry.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, let's go.
I found him.
Oh, you did. Good job, Blaz. What do we have?
Oh dear. Oh my. Hang on. The fuck is this? Oh dear. Okay.
Is that not the right guy?
It is.
Oh, he's open for work. That's good.
Oh no.
Sad day.
I found him. So do you want to go through his thing, or do you not care enough?
No, I don't care.
I didn't think so.
But I do know that he just is not a fan of our current president. And so here, let's go play this out here. When the U.S. gambling laws loosened in 2018, the many and various ways it would destroy people's lives were widely predicted. It wasn't hard to guess. You just had to look at every other country where it was allowed, not the least the UK, or perhaps few would have bet on, this resulting in a situation 7 years later where bots are making small fortunes betting on online video games. Okay, so with that said, this is Trump's fault because it happened in 2018, right? We see this, right? So I just want to, just a brief question for you guys. This happened during Trump's first presidency where he loosened the gambling laws, which, by the way, I'm not a huge fan of gambling, right? I gambled in Vegas. I know a lot of people like to do the weekend sports book thing on their phone and bet on sports and all that. Never done it before. I don't plan on starting anytime soon. With that said, I know that they are paying out bukus of money because they're making bukus of money because gambling is illegal. Or, I'm sorry, addictive, extremely addictive, right? But just a simple question here. Him highlights that U.S. gambling laws loosened in 2018. What happened between 2018 and 2000 today?
COVID?
Crypto stuff?
Phoenix, got any guesses?
Nope.
The entire Biden presidency, which
we're going there,
which could have very easily tightened all of those restrictions that Trump loosened in 2018. So this idea that all this is just one person's fault is asinine to me. I've always thought that was just so dumb when there was an entire 4 years. Technically, Biden wasn't in power longer than Trump has been in power while this has been enacted. Because Trump was in it from 18 to 20. This is 2 to 3 years. And then this is last year. And then Biden was in power for 4 full years. So Biden had 4 years to do something about this. And nothing was done. So don't tell me that this is all his fault when something could have been done for 4 fucking years. But instead, we were worried about pronouns and the message and handing out free money to anybody who'd open a daycare. So I'm just kind of tired of hearing about how it's all Trump's fault from people who look like this, who sit in the corner and watch their girlfriend get plowed.
In the chair.
Right.
I have an observation. Could you bring up the article again?
Yes.
Okay. What's the headline?
Yes.
The headline was culture of corruption. I think because this just came out today, so I think that this is possibly Kotaku's attempt to get Trump tied in somehow to the Somalian thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because by saying Trump culture of corruption, like I think that it's all the buzzwords that people are going to be typing into Google. So that might throw 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 it off. Especially Google will be like, oh no, send them to this article. And instead of looking up this Somalian corruption, they'll see the Trump's corruption when nothing to do. One doesn't have anything to do with the other.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm amazed by these folks, and I put this over on X. I honestly feel sorry for these people because when Trump leaves office, they'll have no idea what to do with themselves.
They'll go after JD Vance. They'll have Vance derangement syndrome. They already do.
I truly don't understand, and like, I don't know if somebody could please just lay this out to me. What was it about Donald Trump that just broke so many people? Like, I don't understand.
It's pretty easy. So what happened was that Trump wasn't supposed to win, right?
Yes, I know that.
He wasn't supposed to win. The machine wanted to keep being the machine. And so once he won, and by the way, that should be a white pill that you can win even when the machine's against you. So don't get black pilled about voting and all that bullshit. So he wasn't supposed to win. The machine gets very upset. And so the machine starts looking to all of its cultural powers, its media, you name it, every single thing. And it starts very quickly pumping out as much hit as you possibly can. And then because parents have not been parenting for the past 10, 15, I don't know how fucking long they've been absent, where they just give the phone to the kid and go, oh, there's your parent. Teachers were also getting injected into schools and all these weirdos everywhere you went. And so what happened was you heard essentially it was power to all these insane people that just have been flooding the population with negative. And that's all they hear. They're hearing it from the media. They're hearing it from their celebrities. They're hearing it from social media. Remember, social media up until Musk, I mean, Twitter was a doomed platform of an echo chamber of propaganda. So that's it. Everywhere you went, you were being told the end is here, racism is here, white supremacy is here, all this shit, everywhere they went. And it was people who were stuck in that bubble that just kept hearing it and they just wanted it to end. And then you get hit with COVID. Now they're locked inside, hearing more propaganda. You're basically just making everyone rabid. And it was only the people that stepped out of that bubble for a second that you went like, whoa, what the hell is going on here? So it's these people stuck in an echo chamber of insanity for this long. But the core root of it is the machine didn't want Trump. It wanted to continue what it was doing. And that's what you're seeing. The machine is pushing back very hard. That's what that was.
Do you think it'll continue with Vance? I mean, like, if he was to be reelected, do you think that it would? Do you think at any point, like once Trump gets out of power, do you think that there'll be any sort of? Because I remember what it was like before 2016. Fairly normal. Politics were not a thing. At least publicly talking with friends or anything like that. It just wasn't an issue. Never was. And now it is. I mean, people will say politics are aligned with everything, and I totally understand that. I was kind of ignorant to the idea when initially, but I totally understand that concept now. But I don't, and allow me to answer my own question. I just don't see an opportunity or a time where people like this guy who points the finger at Orange Man, that they will ever be quote unquote healed from this TDS.
Well, so imagine, let's do like an alternate timeline here. So imagine if in the next few years we can gain some relevance in media, in game journalism, in movies and stuff like that. So now imagine if not every single article, not every single celebrity, not every single show you're watching is saying Vance bad or whatever it is, right? They're not saying that. Just getting back to entertainment. People are having fun. People are enjoying themselves. They're going back to the movies, etc., going on date nights. So that's gone. Imagine if that happened, look at how much like people would be kind of starting to get more normalized, and they'd be fatigued by the idea of someone coming back in and saying Vance is a Nazi. They'd be like, oh God, enough of this shit. I just want lower taxes or whatever. So it just depends on how much ground we can gain culturally, in my opinion, to start to start normalizing things, because right now they're in control. And so they're the ones that get to just say the buzzword of racism, and they all lose their minds again because they still have the megaphone. If we can grab a little bit of that, you're going to see a big shift.
Well, and when you say they have control, you mean of culture still. That's
Correct.
what you mean. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you've got to change it culturally, and also this administration has got to do a far better job of getting this economy in control as best they can. Stop lying to the people, saying everything's great. Fuck you. It's not doing great. So you need to start being more truthful again. People can stomach it if you're more truthful. So you've got to get that economy going good, because then people see, oh, I'm having more money in my wallet. And then culturally starting to normalize things again. Once you have those two things, it's a lot harder for anyone to stomach someone saying white supremacy, Bob, all this shit, he, him, all that crap starts to go away. So this is where we need to really gain ground. That's what's critical. And I'd say this administration so far is not doing the best job of gaining that ground. Granted, it's a huge hill that we've been put on here, but you correct those two things, I think you start to see a change. If not, if everyone goes to sleep, if everyone gets blackpilled, we're fucking doomed.
Bill Maher, I saw this. Actually, I haven't actually watched this clip yet. I have not pre-screened this, but Bill Maher on the TDS, which, tying it back to the original story of these folks at Kotaku, they clearly have TDS here. Let's just kind of see how this goes here.
You're very Trumpian in that way.
Yeah.
You're very nice in person.
Oh, I know. He was so funny to you. I heard.
He was. Well, he wasn't funny, but he
laughed at your jokes.
Well, we don't want to get into politics. All I'm saying is he was extremely different. Maybe I'm the Trump whisperer, but I think I think we would do a lot better to have more people like me talk to him. He is not against talking to people.
Yeah, no, I know.
He's a guy from New York, okay? Yeah. He doesn't want to be with a bunch of fucking rednecks and simpletons.
Right.
You know, I mean, does he like ass kissers? Yes, he does. So there's always going to be a couple of them around. But I think anyway, let's not go there.
You brought it up.
No, I didn't. Did I?
I know. But we've both been bringing it up. Trumpian.
It is hard. It is a phenomenon we have never seen before.
Right.
That one person would dominate
every
just the national
every dinner
for over a decade.
Thing. Yeah.
You know, but and I do think you have to fight that. Like I say, if that's your whole personality, is the first thing out of your mouth is, what are we going to do about Donald Trump? I just can't.
Yeah.
Can I just interject with a couple of things? The first off, I'm so on the fence with Bill Maher. Like, there's moments where he seems like he gets it, and other times where he does stuff like this, where he's a multimillionaire and immediately turns his nose up at, oh, he doesn't want to talk to rednecks. Like, that the 50%, the 60, however many percent of America voted for him are just Cletus the slack-jawed yokel. Like, he just has this image of all the people that voted for him are just a bunch of blithering morons. And he himself has spoken to him when he went to that one dinner and was saying how he's not he's not Hitler reincarnated that we've all been led to believe, that the media has portrayed him. And I think that this is going into my other point. When you were talking about what caused TDS, essentially it comes down to, he is a guy who is a multi-billionaire on his own, so to speak, not with any outsider interest, not with, he basically can't be bought. And so when he ran and he won, they were like, here's a guy who we have no influence over, and he's going to expose how corrupt we've been. And I think that's why politics got more into our daily lives, because all of this stuff started appearing where it's like, wait a minute, what's been going on? Like, do you think that we would have found out about the Somalian thing and all if it was not for how the current administration going on, like how Elon Musk bought Twitter and was allowing an avenue for that to be exposed? So with them constantly demonizing him, it's making it so that everything that gets exposed, no matter the with Doge, with the corruption that we're seeing. You getting the average person who isn't hearing that. They're just hearing, oh, well, very fine people. Oh, well, some other BS lie that they made up. And as I've talked to some of my relatives who are on the other side of things, I'm like, how many lies have come out of this? How many things have you seen where the media will say one thing, and if you look a little bit into it, you're like, oh, well, they're lying by omission. He did say that, but the context of it is this. And I'm like, if he was really the most evil guy in the history of ever, would you need to keep lying about him? Like, wouldn't you just show the stuff that he's doing and that's evil? But no, they keep lying about him. And then there are people who don't have time in their daily lives, or they still believe the mainstream media. They don't bother looking into it at all. And consequently, they just think that he's evil because the media says he's evil.
Well, for somebody that's so evil, he sure does allow a lot of people to talk about him, and have differing opinions for sure. So, and going back to the Bill Maher clip, let's not forget that was his entire shtick for the longest time. He's like, when people come up and they say, what do we got to do about Trump? That was literally Bill Maher's entire identity for the better part of a decade. So, take it for what it is when it comes to Bill Maher.
But here's what shifted him. What shifted him was the culture. So when he started seeing that his fan base would get angry at him every time he went off company message, the minute that basically he started to target the woke thing, and that was his kind of exit out. That's where you started to see that shift happen, is that when culturally it affected him, suddenly he changed his tune. So again, I'm just going to keep stressing, like, culture is very important. Everyone kind of just says, oh, it's a movie or it's a TV show or if it's an article. Like, no, these things actually add up. And I think you could argue that a lot of people in 2016, that the reason why they elected a guy like Trump, it was the big FU to the establishment and the culture they started to see shifting, where it was the white man as the problem and all this other bullshit. And it's like, no, we've got bigger fish to fry here. So you're seeing a lot of people, especially comedians, starting to change their tune because of they're seeing their fan base turn on them. They're starting to see that, oh, this is a little bit culty. And then I'd say finally, the really interesting thing, like Cecil, you were mentioning, like when you're talking to family members and you're pointing out, like, why do they have to keep lying about it? I'd go one step further and say, yeah, now that you saw the lie, isn't it interesting that the media keeps, for some reason, instead of reporting just news, just the news itself, that they keep defending? Like, why are they all defending? Why is everyone defending this thing? And that should be that wake-up call that there is a much bigger entity here, that everyone is trying to defend one side and villainize another. That should be that wake-up call.
All right, great place to wrap that segment right there. Dan came in with a $50 Canadian super chat. Says, watch the first Avatar movie. Visually, I liked it, but the storytelling is like Dancing with Wolves, which I'm tired of those stories. I'm native myself. I don't care. Previous sequels, same script. I think the third film made $6 billion worth. The third film? That's got to be.
That can't be.
That can't
be. Got to be combined, maybe
total, as a franchise, perhaps.
Well, thank you for that, Dan. Really appreciate your support. Heck says, pretty sure I remember hearing that all the James Cameron movies projects are made to fund his true passion of exploring the ocean. I guess inflation is hitting harder, so he needs to make two. Thanks, Hex. I thought the idea was he made all of his movies to get to Avatar. That's what I always heard, was like, Terminator 2 led to Titanic. Titanic led to this, and that was, Avatar was always his dream project. So,
well, I know in the late 90s was when the Avatar talk started. There were two movies that he always wanted to do. Well, I shouldn't say always wanted to do, but there were two movies that throughout the most of the 90s I heard him talking about, and that was Avatar and Battle Angel Alita. And so Alita ended up getting made, but he didn't direct it. He produced it. And Avatar, I guess he just decided to go all in on. I just think of all the really awesome movies that he's made over the years. These are so weak by comparison.
True Lies always gets lost in the shovel. True Lies is one of the best of all the ones he's ever made.
Did you ever see La Totale, the original? Because True Lies is a remake.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, True Lies is a remake.
Ooh. I'll have to watch that.
Yeah. I'll point you in the direction.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We have this from Jewish as Fox. Does anyone talk about female circumcision in Somalia yet? Let's import more of that. Look at Plastics face.
No.
Well,
I'm all for it. Let's just do it.
You women have had it too easy.
Too
for
easy.
Far too long. No more enjoyment for you in the bedroom.
All right.
Anyway,
thank you. Pivot. Delta says, I will admit I was interested in Avatar after EFAP mentioned all the shit that happens to the character Spider. Then some friends were going to go. Otherwise, like reviews have said, Avatar 3 is Avatar 2 again. Tadarian says, I actually talked politics at the table for the first time in my life this Christmas. They might be more based than I am. I thought at least my sister might have gone soft on some things, but no, unfathomably based. Poppy! Thank you, Tadarian, for your support today, my dude. Appreciate you as always. Massive. And Pop, there she is. Oh, there's Poppy just hanging out right there.
Sorry, I double clicked.
That's good. Thank you. Double clicking. There you go. It's always great to see Poppy hanging out. Worthy One says, John Walker looks like a poor man's Ryan Kennel. Thank you, Worthy One. Little Caesar says, if Trump leaves office, I'll be voting for Vance. I'm the only one in my family who votes. They say they have no interest in doing so whatsoever. Thank you, Little
Pussies.
Caesar. Valamoir says, Arch did a video on the cultural impact of avatars. It's a very pretty franchise with zero impact, and everyone prefers the designated villain.
Well, tune in tomorrow because a certain someone named Arch is on the show tomorrow.
It's going to be good. Yes, it's going to be great. All right, we'll get to the rest of your supers here before the end of the show here in just a little bit. Thank you guys very much for your support. We realize that, look, we're back, baby. We're back every day, 11 a.m. And you guys got things to do. We're glad you guys are hanging out with us as we get back to it, which is exciting. All right. Did you see the latest? Well, I'll tell you what, Blabs. Actually, I'm very intrigued to hear your thoughts on this. Oh, shenanigans. Nope. Let's go to this other story first. Let's do some video game talk here real fast before we get to the battle of the sexes. All right. Hey, did you guys hear there's a new James Bond movie coming out, or James Bond game coming out?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you hear about this?
Yes. I didn't. Isn't Snoop Dogg? No, not Snoop Dogg. What's his face's name? Kravitz. He's part of the Saga, the video game. He came out on the Game Awards.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How exciting is that? Well,
no.
No. The people behind it says that old school Bond, which, Cecil, you're a Bond guy, right?
Oh, yeah. Love Bond.
Yeah. Well, what are some characteristics of Bond that you
he is immensely smooth. He is a womanizer. He's got tons of cool ass gadgets, and he is a guy, like, he's a man's man. He is the guy that lots of guys would aspire to be. Too
bad, Cecil. It's all gone. As old school Bond would be, quote, tone deaf today, as 007 First Light moves the character towards more modern values.
Which are
what is funny though, there's a slight precedence in this. I remember way back in the day before GoldenEye came out, where we were at not the height, but the AIDS epidemic was going on, and they were talking about how this is the first time that James Bond uses a condom, and they were talking about that a little bit back then. Yeah, I know, right? It was like, all right. But it is funny how they do continually try to put a little bit of current day into. So this isn't the first time they've shoved current day stuff in, but this, I have a feeling, is going to be really heavy handed. That at least was just kind of subtle, and it was like a little, you're going to bang a lot of whores, wear a condom.
Can I just say a quick side note? I have wanted forever the opportunity. I'll never get it. I'd make so much money. I know how to make the perfect Duke Nukem movie, and I feel like a Duke Nukem movie right now would be the gut punch that would get this culture on the right track. I think it's a movie that so many people want, like just the idea, like the fun of Duke Nukem and all the things that go with it that we're aware of.
Why does he need to be Duke? Why does he need to be Duke Nukem?
I think he's the absolute perfect. I think it's the perfect cultural icon, because video game movies are on the rise now. So I think it's the perfect get back on track to the fun, the absurdity, and the again all the things that go with Duke Nukem that we're aware of. To bring back that kind of 80s action vibe. Tongue-in-cheek, almost mixing a little bit of Austin Powers kind of fish out of water, coming back into a modern audience world to run havoc on it and to save the day. I think is a video game movie that would do so well if done right. It has to be done right, unapologetically. You have to do it right.
There was a movie that came out I don't want to say came out of nowhere, but genuinely surprised me at how stupid they decided to make it in all those ways. The last XXX movie with Vin Diesel, where he was basically the cool James Bond, and they went so far in the ridiculous way. There were people riding motorcycles on the ocean. He was
is this a Fast and Furious movie?
He was skiing down a mountain, and at one point his assistant comes in to wake him up, and he's boning, I kid you not, 12 women at the same time. I'm like, this is hilarious. This is absolutely ridiculous. And I loved it because it was so stupid. But it was enjoyably over the top. It was taken to as the first movie, they tried to keep it a little bit in the realistic degree, and then the second one, Vin Diesel was dead, and then they brought in Ice Cube, and that one didn't do well. So then they did the third one, and they said, you know what, let's just go completely bonkers with it. And it was like a live action. It was one of the closest adaptations of a live action video game that didn't exist. It was stupid, and I really enjoyed it.
Well, Phoenix, I guess my thought, you said Duke Nukem, but why don't we just do our own spiritual successor? He could be Duke Nukem,
Duke Nukem.
Yeah, no, I'm merely saying that because, again, video game movies are on the rise, that it's the perfect icon to get a lot of, especially guy gamers, or pretty much anyone that's a normal gamer, back on track. And again, I understand how that could go wrong, but I think I've got it very right in my head exactly how I would make that thing, and I think it'd go gangbusters. So I have $5 budget. I'm ready to go.
How much you need?
$5. We're good.
I'll fund that $5.
Yes.
Yes. Here we go. I have the character name.
Oh yeah.
Chad Giga Chad.
All right. Love it.
There you go.
I think that's it. You don't like it,
Brad,
Blabs? You're not supposed to like it. Just saying. Woman. No. All right. But here we go. Back to the story. It says, when asked at the Game Awards about whether or not the spy played by Dexter Original Sin, Patrick Gibson, will share some of earlier Bond's characteristics, specifically focusing on the character's womanizer tendencies. The director of the game says, yeah, you will see that. However, he went on to explain that the character of Bond has evolved. So he's evolving through the decades. And obviously, we reflect modern values. So it's not going to be your old school Bond, which would be tone deaf today, right? He's a modern guy right there. So, yes, if you're looking for classic Bond and the new Bond, get the fuck out of here with that nonsense. So
I'm confused. So isn't it supposed to be the story is about young James Bond, right?
This is before maybe something happened and it scarred him to where he became a womanizer.
No, but here's the thing. My point is that this is supposed to be taking place before everything in the movies, correct? So it's supposed to be early 1950s. So why is it supposed to have 2025 quote unquote modern day values in it if it's supposed to be set in the 50s or 60s, whatever it is? That doesn't make any sense. It pulls you out already.
Blabs, it's the same reason why in the Netflix show, the Stranger Things show.
I was going to actually go back to your tweet. Your famous tweet, Craig, about the historical inaccuracies.
All the Asians and black people in Chicago.
Yeah, the fact that they were just thrown in there. Yeah, but just the idea that just in Stranger Things in the 80s, if some guy was like, "Hey, I'm gay," he'd be like, "What?" Like, instead of like, "Yay,"
Yeah.
be like, "You're like, dudes, what is?"
Do you know that guy went on Twitter and was bragging about how that scene took 12 hours to film?
Yeah,
that
that's
sounds
crazy.
sounds
And
great.
then apparently it was another 12 hours of reshoots. That's
Yeah,
what I'm reading. So
that's
that's like 24 hours to film that scene.
Like that shouldn't be something that you should brag about. That's embarrassing, and that's a ridiculous waste of money. The director should have been like, "Hey, can we get this scene going already?" Jesus.
Yep.
Jesus.
I'm glad I didn't watch anything of season 5 for Stranger Things because I've missed nothing.
It's very sad that you went that far.
Well, I used to have Netflix and I used to enjoy Stranger Things.
Even more sad.
Actually, no, I didn't enjoy season 4. I thought it was shit, but like the first 3 seasons were fun. So, yeah.
No.
Okay.
No.
So
That's all you
the cultural bond, like, I mean, can we, like, we're speculating on what modern values is going to be. So essentially he's like not going to be a womanizer, and he like
hopefully gay too. That'd be awesome.
You know what? That was going to be my thing. I would say
Bond
probably
is
not
bi.
probably not
Yeah.
gay, but
Bye,
probably bisexual. Like, I would not be, and he'll walk in like Veilguard, so I'm non-binary in 1950.
Yep. He's bisexual Bond.
Hey.
Instead of bisexual bomb, you know that meme? Bisexual Bond.
Thank you, Blabs.
Yeah. I helped.
Ryan says, "I'll just play From Russia with Love for my PlayStation 2."
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Or
That's right.
Nightfire. Nightfire was the shit.
Yeah.
Manius Chase says, "You should have to get Adi Shankar. He has the rights to Duke Nukem." Interesting. Okay. All right. All right. One last quick hit here before we go. We have heard over the last 10 years or so about how men and women are the same thing. I mean, how can you even tell the difference between a man and a woman? I mean, if a man wants to go in and be a woman, then he can absolutely do that. If a woman wants to be a man, why would he? If a man wants to swim in a pool with a bunch of women, what are you talking about? No issue here, right? What are we doing here, right? Do you remember, Blabs? And I'm sure you don't, but a long time ago, there was a Battle of the Sexes tennis match. Do you remember that? Have you ever heard about this before? It featured, yes, it was a Battle of the Sexes tennis match featuring Billie Jean King in it, and it had Bobby Riggs. Now,
I don't think so.
Didn't they make a movie out of it?
Yeah,
Yes,
I know,
they did.
I've heard about the movie.
Yes. So this is a very famous event that happened in American history right during the peak of feminism becoming a big thing in 1973. This is Billie Jean King. This is on her website here. A courageous advocate for gender equality for women from a young age, Billie Jean King accepted a challenge to play a match against former number one tennis player Bobby Riggs, right? So this is in 1973. Riggs was a top men's player in the 30s and 40s. He was now 55 years old, right? A self-described hustler and male chauvinist, and he claimed the women's game was so inferior to the men that someone even as old as he was could beat one of the top current female players. And he challenged and he defeated Margaret Court, which was another player. Anyways, Billie Jean King went on and beat him in front of 90 million people. It was a very big deal. She won 6-4, 6-3, 6-3, and $100,000 right here. Okay? Do you remember this? No, you don't.
No, I wasn't there.
Well, this is a big deal. 90 million people tuned in.
Yeah.
Phoenix, I'm sure you heard about this growing up as a kid. Cecil, did you hear about this growing up as a kid?
Heard about it, never saw it.
Yeah,
Okay.
same. Like, I heard about it, but never saw it because I didn't care about tennis. But then years later, I was like, oh yeah, the movie, that thing that happened a long time
I was
ago.
in tennis camp as a kid.
Well, thank you, Blabs. Well, did you know that another Battle of the Sexes just happened in tennis between one of the top players in women in the world and a guy who hasn't played in 2 years. And it went exactly as you would expect. As Nick, I think his name is Kyrgios, won 6-3, 6-3 against Ariana Sabalenka in Dubai. Dubai put a lot of money together, and homeboy wrecked her in two sets here. And he actually had to play on he had to hit against a smaller court than she did here. And he won in straight sets. And this guy says a big L for the men and women are the same crowd. The Battle of Sexes 2025. Women's number one in the world. She's the number one player in the world. Played the injured 671st men's player in the world. And he destroyed her. Now, as you watch the pan of the crowd here, look at how happy some of these women are.
It's Nick Kyrgios that secures victory in the battle of the sexes here in Dubai.
Yo, that girl's asleep. Go back.
Yeah,
there she is. No, so is the mom.
It's like they knew what was going on. They knew what was going to happen. And guess what? There it is right there. So, hey, it's just amazing to see. Like, this is not science. This is not groundbreaking news, but it's just the most obvious news in the world. But how many media outlets have you seen cover this?
About the same as the fraud.
Right. It's not exactly a top news thing here. NBC has yet to cover it. ABC has yet to cover it nationally. So, hey, wouldn't you know it? It just doesn't fit the narrative. But there we are. So
wasn't a while ago like a teenager beat Serena Williams at tennis? Like it was like a
that sounds familiar.
Yeah, I'm because everything that's the problem with everything anymore. It kind of appears
played against several rising teenage stars with notable matches, including her loss to 19-year-old Sloane Stephens at the 2013 Australian Open, and victories over teens like 15-year-old Cecil Bells and 17-year-old Katie McNally at the U.S. Open. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, she said Serena Williams in particular, who was widely thought of as one of the best female tennis players ever.
She has a tantrum all the time. She annoys me.
Yeah, right. But she was actually, I think she had said that that men and women should not be playing. Right?
Yeah, she was like, there's no way in hell a woman could beat a man. And she's right. I mean, this goes back to the idea of the U.S. women's national soccer team played against the 15 and under team, which, by the way, 15 under, that's a bunch of 14-year-old boys in soccer, and they got rolled in that game. I mean, this is the thing about this whole argument that is just amazing to me, that it's still being pushed. Like, no, I can't even, like, what are you talking about? The boys should be able to play with the girls and the girls should be able to play with the boys. And these fucking idiot women who are just like, yeah, queen, to these boys dressed up as girls. I don't know how broken these people are, but they're pretty fucking broken. So anyways, good for equality, everybody.
Real fast, I would say, like, to me, the more disappointing thing with women is that women are not saying anything. That's the thing. Look, you're always going to have loudmouth morons everywhere, right? My only problem as a former feminist, my big issue with women is that women are doing nothing. They're saying nothing. They're not going out. They're not saying things like, and so we keep seeing this as stupid division, and we're playing these stupid games that I don't think anyone even cares. I don't care if a man can beat a woman, or who gives a shit. But the conversation is becoming that because women aren't saying anything. They're not pushing back. They're not trying to put any sanity back into the conversation, because if they did, then we could get back to the wonderful strength of women have their strengths and men have their own strengths. And that's why they're great compatible, two forces of nature that come together and form a perfect unity, because they have different strengths and different weaknesses that each role fulfills. So just, where are the women is what I would be saying. That's what's more annoying to me. The crazies are always going to exist.
The ones that
chopping off their tits.
The ones that do come out, like Riley Gaines and whatnot, they so they have their lives ruined. You know, you have like they come out and they say no, men shouldn't be playing against women, and what happens to them? They get demonized. They get called every other phobe. They lose contracts. They lose sponsorships, and so I kind of look at it from the perspective. And there are also the ones. Wasn't there a thing recently with fencing, where there was the entire women's team that just were like, no, we're not going to be doing this against them, and they lost sponsorships, they lost college, what do you call it, college deals and all, like, so I kind of understand on one point why some of them don't want to talk out about it, but I think if more of them got together and said, look, if we all come out and say that this is wrong, they can't stop all of us. But the problem is that they're still afraid. And I do think that little by little, we are getting back to some semblance of sanity. I just don't understand that for the longest time, we've had, the women's teams and the men's teams, and it was no problem. We understood, okay, well, the men can do this and the women can do this. Why is it all of a sudden where we've lost that? Like, why are we going back on something that I understand? Yes, there are going to be some women that can really whip men's ass on certain things. But the fact that like you would have things like this where tennis or whatever, where the woman lost significantly to the guy. Okay. Yeah. Like why I just don't understand why we're in such this weird spot anymore.
It's because you're a white male and you just don't understand it.
Bingo.
That's true. I'm a very, very pale gentleman. I don't know what I'm talking about.
You're a dinosaur, Cecil. You're a dinosaur.
I am. I'm on the outs. I am so old and white. I'm too male. I'm too stale, and I'm too pale, or whatever.
Correct.
Yes. all the above.
Miner says the drunk Australian beating both the Williams sisters was hilarious. He was drinking right up to the game being played. I've never seen such a sweet ass kicking. Thank you, Miner. Jefferson says, seems like the scams and fraud are making the rounds from home to home like Santa. Have we covered the PayPal honey coupon scam? Cheers. We did cover that a while back. I know there's been an update on that, the honey scam. We have not talked about that since the break. Dan says, I don't like the term modern values on the new James Bond game. I think I'm just going to pass. I'm tired of trying to be modern. Makes me go back to the old stuff again. Thank you, Dan. All right. Young Stuff says, by the way, Craig, are you going to do that event at the Giant Arcade this spring? And I need a vacation out of Rhode Island. Also, I challenge you to Street Fighter. Number one, accepted. Number two, I will be going to that arcade here in the next couple days. And I do plan on talking to them about doing a larger event. So honestly, it comes down to, I don't know if people will fly in for it. Like, that's the big thing. We're doing an event like that. I want to make sure it's worth you flying in for and coming and hanging out. So it needs to be a little bit bigger than just an arcade event, or does it? I don't know. You guys tell me.
Maybe one day in the future, far in the future, it'd be awesome. Maybe we do a travel across the country at every arcade, whatever, at certain stops. That'd be kind of fun. Bring your quarters and just fucking dominate across the country.
People don't do quarters anymore. They don't do quarters.
I know, it's just trying to be dramatic.
I appreciate that. Albatross, that the people, politicians defending the fraudsters feels like Stockholm syndrome. It's honestly super gross. Yeah. Thank you, Albatross. Raiders of the Lost Shark says, who thinks the major cities are going to start flooding rural towns with illegals like they do with the homeless people? He does. Thank you, Raiders of the Lost Shark. All right, Blabs, why don't you read off the rest of these real fast as we finish up real quick. A quick reminder, coming up on Thursday, Blabs versus Celeste on New Year's Day. Please join us for that. It's going to be a great time. Looking forward to that over on Side Scrollers Plus. Get to see the full live episode before it gets edited down for YouTube. And that'll be seen on YouTube sometime late March, early April. We're planning things out, baby. So.
Okie dokies. Wisp for one says, just have some empathy, bro. Your taxes need to pay for their Ferraris. It's been a rough year. Tim Waltz bounce on it crazy style.
Okay.
Mercenary says, Mooring Blab saw the whole Harry Potter movies thanks to Boog. I see how good it is. Now disappointment with today in gaming history. Okay. And then also here in California, if we actually try to help the homeless and do it right by getting them actual help, Gavin Newscomb will send his enforcement to stop you in any way. Don't get me started on rail. Thank you. And then he also says, Kotaku hates Trump. Well, I hate Kotaku. See, it all works out in the end. And then he also says, the reason they keep defending that Phinox is because they know that committed treason and sedition. We all know the punishment if you're found guilty. And then he also says, Mercy, for one, also, Blabs, you're not fired for today in gaming. You got promoted for putting Melty Blood on the list. Thank you.
Correction, that was Sam.
Yeah.
Yes, that was
Sam got
today.
promoted.
Yeah. So, oops. And then West for one says, I'd say a lot of this fraud disproportionately affects minority communities because the politicians are seeking the votes of illegals instead of native minorities. Sly Rye for two says, someone fund Phoenix's Duke Nukem vision.
I got $5.
I got another
That's all I
$5.
I have 50
Oh,
cents.
wow. A sequel.
There you go.
Game Hunter for 5 says, the Valkyrie game I want to make is going to be split into 5 parts from 1980 to 1999. It needs to be rated M and for the real audience to enjoy a dark story. Now we're all caught up.
All right.
You.
Guys, thank you for the sports day. Appreciate that. We'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Time. Cecil, you got any fun videos coming up?
I kind of am mapping out my 2026. I don't have anything, no timelines for anything, but if you haven't, you should go watch my half-hour-long video talking about the history of Invasion USA and why it was a Christmas movie 3 years before Die Hard.
Awesome. Go watch that video.
You should.
And you can also go watch Blabs' new video, which she tweeted about 1 minute ago.
No. That was scheduled.
Okay.
Look at the time, 2:10. I scheduled that bitch.
I see. Okay.
But also, you guys should totally subscribe and watch my videos. I Thank you.
And go subscribe to my new Rumble channel too, please.
Yeah,
or follow, or all that stuff. Do
all
that.
Right,
too.
Oh, I got
Sounds
some more
good.
Rumble rants that just came
Oh,
in.
fire away. What do we got?
Meatbag for one says, when your kids ask for a song, first off, fuck you, and then click your claim.
Okay.
I don't know what that means, but anyway, Mercenary for one says, I got 20 for the Duke movie.
Maybe we'll fund something like that. It's good. You got a full series coming here.
Yeah,
Phoenix.
wow. Oh man.
The Funding Phoenix Foundation.
If you guys are new
Multiple
over
trilogies.
on Rumble, hit the follow button. We are right up on 33,000 followers over there. We'd love for you guys to continue to join as we I really feel it won't be anytime soon, but I do feel that we will have more followers over on Rumble than we do on YouTube in time. So follow us over on Rumble and join us over there. Really appreciate that. Dan says, I was wrong about the third Avatar movie. It made around $800 million worldwide. Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate your support. And there's a fraction of that $800 million coming to your boys here at Side Scrollers, which is great. All right. You guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Go subscribe to Cecil's channel and support him over on Side Scrollers Plus. Use the link in the pinned comment or down in the description. We appreciate you guys popping in, spending a little bit of time with us and allowing us to spend a little bit of time with you guys. Have a great rest of your day. And remember that people are going to try to keep you down. Do not let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. Have a great rest of your day. See you guys later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Fatality.
You got anything, Cecil?
Any
farts?